Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, where we make learning English both fun and practical. I'm Isabella, and today we're diving into a topic that can really change your life: effective time management. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use those hours can make a huge difference in our productivity and overall well-being. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Charles. How are you today, Charles?
Hi, Isabella. I'm doing great, and I'm really excited about today's episode. Time management is something that everyone can benefit from, whether you're a student, a professional, or just trying to get more out of your day. So make sure to stay with us until the end because we've got some great tips, a grammar lesson, and 5 new vocabulary words that will help you manage your time more effectively. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts, so don't forget to leave your comments and reviews.
Let's jump right in, Charles. Time management is something many people struggle with, but with the right strategies, it's possible to take control of your time and get more done. What's one tip you would recommend for managing time more effectively?
Great question, Isabella. One of the most powerful time management techniques is prioritizing tasks. This means deciding which tasks are the most important and tackling them first. By focusing on what really matters, you can make sure you're using your time wisely. This brings us to our first vocabulary word, prioritize. Prioritize means to arrange or deal with tasks in order of importance.
Prioritizing is definitely key, Charles. Another important tip is to create a daily schedule or to-do list. Writing down what you need to accomplish each day helps you stay organized and ensures that you don't forget anything important. Plus, there's something very satisfying about checking off tasks as you complete them. This leads us to our second vocabulary word, accomplish. Accomplish means to successfully complete or achieve something.
Absolutely, Isabella. A daily schedule not only keeps you organized, but also helps you stay focused on your goals. Another tip is to set specific time limits for tasks. Instead of working on something until it's finished, try giving yourself a set amount of time to work on it. This can help prevent tasks from dragging on and keep you moving forward. Our third vocabulary word ties into this, limit. Limit means to set a boundary or restriction on something.
Setting time limits is a great way to stay on track. Another helpful technique is to avoid multitasking. While it might seem like you're getting more done by doing multiple things at once, studies have shown that multitasking can actually reduce your productivity. It's better to focus on one task at a time and give it your full attention. This brings us to our fourth vocabulary word, multitask. Multitask means to perform multiple tasks at the same time.
That's so true, Isabella. Multitasking can make you feel busy, but it often leads to mistakes and lower quality work. Instead, focus on single tasking, completing one task before moving on to the next. Another tip is to take regular breaks. It might sound counterintuitive, but taking short breaks throughout the day can actually boost your productivity by giving your mind and body a chance to rest. Our final vocabulary word ties into this, counterintuitive. Counterintuitive means something that goes against what you would expect or seems to contradict common sense.
Taking breaks is definitely important, Charles. It's easy to think that working non-stop will help you get more done, but in reality, it often leads to burnout. Now that we've covered some key time management tips, let's move on to today's grammar lesson. Since we're talking about managing time, I thought it would be helpful to discuss the use of adverbs of frequency. Words like always, usually, often, sometimes, and never, which are often used to describe how often you do something.
Great idea, Isabella. Adverbs of frequency are very useful when talking about your routines and habits. For example, you might say, I always start my day by prioritizing my tasks, or I never multitask because it reduces my productivity. These adverbs help you give more detail about your actions and how often you do them.
Exactly, Charles. The structure is simple. Adverbs of frequency usually come before the main verb, but after the verb to be. Let's practice with a few examples. Repeat after us.
1. I always set time limits for my tasks. 2. She usually creates a to-do list in the morning.
3. We often take short breaks to stay focused. 4. He never multitasks because it's counterintuitive.
Great job! Using adverbs of frequency helps you communicate more clearly about your routines and habits, especially when discussing time management strategies.
Now that we've covered some essential time management tips and a grammar lesson, let's talk about how you can put these practices into action. The key is to start with small changes and gradually build on them. For example, you might start by prioritizing your tasks for just one day and see how it goes. Over time, you can add more techniques like setting time limits or single tasking.
That's right, Isabella. Small changes can make a big difference, and it's important to be patient with yourself. Time management is a skill that takes practice, and it's okay to experiment with different strategies to find what works best for you.
Speaking of finding what works best, another helpful tip is to review your progress regularly. At the end of each day or week, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well and what could be improved. This helps you make adjustments and continue to refine your time management skills.
Reviewing your progress is a great way to stay on track, Isabella. It also helps you stay motivated by showing you how much you've accomplished. Plus, it's a chance to celebrate your successes, no matter how small.
Exactly, Charles. And before we wrap up today's episode, I want to encourage our listeners to take a closer look at how they're currently managing their time. Are there any areas where you could improve? Maybe it's prioritizing tasks, setting time limits, or taking more breaks. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
And before we go, we have an exciting announcement. We're launching a monthly contest. Submit a short video or audio clip of you sharing your time management strategies using the vocabulary and grammar tips we've discussed today. The best entry will be featured in our next podcast, and the winner will receive a special prize.
That's right, Charles. We can't wait to see your submissions. This is a great opportunity to put what you've learned into practice and share your experiences with our community.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. I hope you found these tips, vocabulary words, and grammar lesson useful as you work towards managing your time more effectively. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share this podcast with your friends. Your feedback means the world to us, so leave a review and let us know what topics you'd like us to cover next.
Stay curious, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.